Welcome to a world where history and money meet in the smallest and most fascinating forms. Today we are going to talk about one of the most iconic American coins, the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the year 1979, a coin that millions of people used in everyday life for decades, but one that in certain extraordinary cases has been valued far beyond its face value. We are not just speaking about a small collector's price increase, but about staggering figures in the modern collector's market. Some unique examples of the 1979 Liberty Quarter have been valued as high as $117 million, a number that sounds almost impossible for a 25-cent piece until you understand the reasons behind its rarity, its history, and the passion that drives collectors to pay such astronomical amounts. The quarter has always been a coin with an important role in American commerce. Its size, its silver history, and its design have made it one of the most recognized pieces of United States currency. By 1979, the quarter had already seen major changes in its composition and design. The obverse featured the familiar bust of George Washington, first used in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. This portrait, designed by John Flanagan, had become a fixture in American life. The reverse still carried the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and olive branches, a powerful symbol of strength and peace. This design was used on quarters from 1932 all the way through 1998 before the state quarter program changed the face of the coin. Now let us place ourselves in the time of 1979. America was facing challenges with inflation, economic uncertainty, and political change. The mint was producing huge numbers of coins to meet the needs of the growing economy. The 1979 Washington quarters were struck in massive quantities at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Most of these coins were produced in a copper-nickel-clad composition, a change made in the mid-1960s after silver was removed from regular circulating quarters due to rising silver prices. That means the majority of 1979 quarters that people carried in their pockets were base metal coins, durable for commerce but not particularly valuable in themselves. Yet even in this sea of billions of ordinary quarters, certain rare examples stand out and rise to legendary status. What makes a coin like the 1979 quarter worth over $100 million in the eyes of collector? The answer lies in three key factors: condition, rarity, and errors. First, let us talk about condition. A coin fresh from the mint in perfect mint state can look entirely different from the worn coins most people handle. The surfaces gleam with brilliant luster, the tiny details of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers stand out with clarity, and the rims remain sharp and intact. Professional grading services use a scale from 1 to 70 to measure this, with coins at 67, 68, or even 70 considered nearly flawless and incredibly rare. A 1979 quarter preserved in such condition is already special. Combine that with strong collector demand and you can begin to see how values climb. Next comes rarity. Even though millions were struck, not all coins survive. Many were lost, worn down, or damaged over the years. Certain varieties, such as those with special minting quirks, exist in very limited numbers. Proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint also stand out because they were made with polished dies and planchets, creating mirror-like fields and frosted devices. Some of these proofs were made in 1979 with clear S mint marks, while others have what is known as a filled S mint mark variety. Collectors chase these varieties passionately because they represent distinct differences within the same year's coinage. But the most dramatic driver of extraordinary value is minting errors. When something goes wrong in the process of creating a coin, the result can be a unique and highly collectible piece. Double die obverse coins where the date, motto, or letters appear doubled are some of the most famous and valuable errors. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not aligned properly during striking, also fetch impressive prices. Wrong planchet errors, where a quarter design is struck on a blank meant for another denomination such as a nickel or a foreign coin, create incredible rarities. The 1979 quarters are known to have a few such unusual errors, and when combined with pristine condition, these coins can leap in value to levels that astonish both collectors and the general public. Imagine holding such a coin in your hand. To the untrained eye, it might look like an ordinary Washington quarter, perhaps even one that spent years in a drawer or bank roll. But upon closer inspection under magnification, you notice the doubling in the date, the unusual mint mark, or the razor-sharp perfection of its surfaces. You send it to a professional grading service, it comes back as one of the highest graded examples known, and suddenly you realize you are not holding 25 cents but a fortune. That is the magic of coins, where the smallest details can change everything. The story of the 1979 quarter is also a story of transition. By this time the United States had fully embraced clad coinage, with silver being reserved only for certain collector sets. The golden era of silver quarters had ended, but a new era of modern numismatics was beginning. Collectors were paying closer attention to varieties, to proof sets, and to the small differences that separate one coin from another. This growing collector base set the stage for modern auctions where rare coins could reach record-breaking prices. When you hear that a 1979 quarter has been valued at $117 million, you are hearing the combined force of rarity, perfection, and collector passion. While not every 1979 quarter will reach such dizzying heights, the fact that even a single example could command such a price is a testament to the extraordinary nature of numismatics. It is a reminder that great treasures still exist, sometimes hiding in plain sight, that if you happen to have a 1979 quarter in your collection, do not dismiss it as ordinary. Examine it closely. Look at its surfaces, check the mint mark, study the strike, and consider its condition. It might be just another coin, or it might be something extraordinary. And even if it is not one of the legendary million-dollar examples, it is still a piece of history, a relic of America in the late 20th century, and a symbol of the enduring value of the quarter dollar. The journey of the Liberty Quarter $1,979 is one that connects us to the past and inspires us for the future. It shows us how something as simple as a coin can carry not only financial value but also cultural and historical meaning. It teaches us that treasures are not always hidden in faraway places, sometimes they are in our pockets, waiting for us to notice their beauty. So as you go through your coins, remember the story of the 1979 quarter. Remember that behind every coin there is history, behind every detail there is meaning, and behind every rare example there is the possibility of a discovery that could change everything. The Liberty quarter dollar from 1979 in its rarest forms has proven that a 25-cent piece can be worth more than $100 million. That is why collectors continue to search, why auctions continue to surprise, and why the story of coins will never lose its fascination.